Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. It's Paulie Esther here. And well, I think it's a tinfoil hat day today. I think more than ever, I need the tinfoil hat to protect me from these leaks. So a few people brought this to my attention today, so much so that I think I need to make a video about it, just because I feel like I'm going to be bombarded with questions about this if I don't. So I don't know if you're aware of this, but there was a game code reseller that put 2 new Dead by Daylight DLCs on their website. And the DLCs in question appearing on this code reseller's website are this Saw Spiral DLC and Dead by Daylight Dead Space chapter, which had everybody like, what is going on? So if you don't know what a code reseller is, there are these companies that have websites where they sell Steam game keys at a reduced price. There are some really great ones like Humble Bundle that buy bulk amounts of game keys from publishers at a discounted rate, and then they sell them cheaper and they raise money for charities. And there are other ones that are not really black market, but it's this gray market, fine line of legality area where they do region hopping, where they take game keys from regions where games are sold cheaper and they sell them at a discounted rate to regions where we're generally asked to pay more for video games. So it's on the shady side, let's say. So this particular game key reseller, which will remain nameless, has these 2 DLCs here for Dead by Daylight: the Saw Spiral and the Dead Space. Now, the one that really made me think maybe there's something to this is this Saw Spiral, because as you had seen in my video about the upcoming cosmetics, we saw that Meg is getting this Boop the Snoot mask related to the pig and the Saw chapter, and they even have this banner for the mask, and that made me think maybe there's some kind of a Saw/Spiral event going on. We even had this gentleman who worked on all these previous Saw movies who appeared on the 5th anniversary stream for Dead by Daylight, congratulating them on their 5th anniversary milestone, which made me think, oh, they're working closely with this fellow. Maybe there's something coming out for Spiral. So I thought maybe there's something to this here. But when you click on the DLC, there's really no information given. It just says release date 2021. Nothing about it. All we have is this cover. No additional information. So my thought on any Spiral Saw content in Dead by Daylight, I believe that it would consist of legendary cosmetics that would allow us to turn existing characters in Dead by Daylight into Zeke Banks, Chris Rock's character in Spiral, or Marcus Banks, Samuel L. Jackson's character in Spiral, and that would be about it. Like, what would an entire DLC consist of? Would you have Mr. Snuggles, the marionette, chasing after us in the fog? I mean, I'm here for it. If you want to do that, I am more than willing to run away from or run around as Mr. Snuggles, the marionette puppet. I just thought, oh, they would just rework the pig boxes and put Mr. Snuggles atop the trap boxes instead of Billy the puppet. But I don't know. Could a whole DLC with Mr. Snuggles as a controllable character chasing you? It seems a little far-fetched to me anyway. So yeah, I really don't know what to make of this. So okay, so we'll circle back to this. So then the other one is this Dead by Daylight Dead Space. Again, there's no information, but look, this one is on fire. 26 users are on this page right now checking this out. People are very interested to know about this Dead by Daylight Dead Space chapter. Dead Space is getting remade to a lot of fanfare. Perhaps this could be an interesting crossover to coincide with the remake. I really don't know. Like, who would you play as? I guess you would be Isaac Clarke as the survivor, but then who would the killer be? I guess it would be some kind of a necromorph that you would control. We do have zombies around with Nemesis, so maybe it could be a little bit of that, tap into that horde atmosphere again with multiple enemies on the map. I don't know. It's very, very curious. So a couple people emailed this code reseller to say, like, what is going on with this? And this is the response they got back. How did you get this information if they're not announced yet? They replied, because this information comes from our suppliers, meaning the people who would supply them the codes in the future. They would know through the supply chain what's coming down the line as future codes that are going to be offered. And so they said, so you can confirm that these DLCs are coming this year, even if they're not announced by Behavior yet? We don't know if they're coming this year. We don't have an official date of release yet. But you do say here that their release date is 2021 on both of these things. So which is it? We don't know if they're coming this year. I don't know. So throughout this whole thing, I tried to figure out this chicken or the egg. Which came first, the chicken or the egg element to this? Because there's another leaker / speculator who was talking about the potential of a Dead Space chapter and how it had appeared on one of the Dead by Daylight player surveys, asking us what kind of other licenses we'd like to see in the game. And Dead Space was one of the things that was listed that you could pick from. So they had speculated that with the remake coming, that Dead Space would be a good candidate for a Dead by Daylight chapter. And then all of a sudden, well, we have this appearing on the code reseller's website as available to buy in the future, Dead by Daylight Dead Space. So some people think that the code reseller saw the speculation and decided to put it on their website in order to draw traffic and attention, merely to sell all of these other codes that they're offering, which I suppose I am in a way advertising for them talking about this. So I guess it's working. I don't know. But they also tweeted about it, and they have like almost 200,000 followers on Twitter. So why would you, I don't know, play that loosely with your reputation to your customers and all your followers by putting up fake DLCs? All the rest of the content on their Twitter seems pretty legitimate, so I don't understand why they would take the time to put these DLCs up on their website if they didn't genuinely believe they exist, unless it's like a fake marketing play. Again, remembering that this particular code seller doesn't have the best reputation amongst the code seller industry, which is already considered shady and gray market, not entirely black market to begin with. So we shouldn't put shady things past them. You know, we should definitely believe they are capable of doing shady things like putting fake DLCs up on their website to market themselves. I will say they do have a pretty poor rating amongst code resellers compared to the others. So this is one of the shadiest. I checked 5 other code resellers. No one else is selling these DLCs or offering these DLCs on their websites. No, there's no mention of them on the other code reseller websites, which are much more reputable. So that seems to be a red flag for me. Now, hey, maybe it's real, and maybe they just happen to be the one to decide to create buttons for these on their website, even though you can't buy it yet. Or maybe it's a bunch of hogwash. I really don't know here. I'm leaning towards the hogwash end of things because I never even heard of this code reseller before, and all of a sudden they are the ones that have that that magic bullet information. Nobody else is talking about this except for them. I think it would be more widely known amongst lots of people if these were genuine. So I think right now I'm going to take off the tinfoil hat and I'm going to call this one bunk, that it's not real. I could be wrong. It is interesting. It's definitely gives us something to talk about and discuss. I'm sure there's a lot of fans of both Spiral and Dead Space who would like to see this happen. I personally would love to see Mr. Snuggles and Zeke Banks at the very least, if not Marcus Banks. I mean, because who doesn't want Samuel Jackson in their video game? But, yeah, I just don't think any of this stuff is real. I think it's a marketing ploy for the code reseller to try and get everybody to buy some of their other DLC codes or different Dead by Daylight chapters that they're offering. That's my personal feeling on it, and I'm not going to say which code reseller it is. And hopefully you all will do the same and respect that in the comments, because I don't think that they should be able to prop up this flim flam and profit from it. So I'm going to say that I think it's phony. I know, like, normally when I make these videos that Tinfoil Hat, everything that I make, I generally believe in it, or I'll tell you exactly what I think. And I'm telling you exactly what I think here. I don't think it's real. But when I make those other videos about I think Candyman's coming, I genuinely believe all of that stuff at the time, even if it's proven wrong otherwise. But I had decided that this year I was going to address, just in general, other properties and give you my gut take on whether I thought something was possible or not, and expand this kind of a tinfoil hat idea of what ifs to all of you. And so this is where we are on that journey here today. So yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think it's real? Yes or no? And would you like either of these properties? Yes or no? Would you like to see Spiral content, an expansion of the Saw universe into Dead by Daylight? If not Spiral, what else would you like to see from the Saw universe come into Dead by Daylight? And how do you feel about Dead Space? Do you think it works as a property in Dead by Daylight? Who do you think would be the main protagonist and antagonist in a Dead Space chapter? Would you like to see it? All of that, yada, yada, yada. That's all I have for you today, but I want to hear from you. Let me know in those comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell like a wraith so you don't miss the next video. Don't forget to take care of each other in and out of the fog, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
It's a Gen Rush life for us. It's a Gen Rush life for us. Set a hiding, we do gens. Set a randoms, we got friends. It's a Gen Rush life.